Good morning, Seth. How are you?
Not too bad. How are you?
Oh, back in the cold again. It's been a couple of weeks, but you know, travel and stuff has kind of interrupted our regular broadcasting time.
Summer fun.
Summer fun,
Getting
yes.
out there and enjoying it.
Absolutely. And so what have you been up to? You had that that Insta trip to Vancouver recently.
Yeah, just a little trip over to Vancouver with the family to hit up some water parks on the hot day, and
Yeah.
no, it was good. This weekend was a pretty chill weekend because we're heading away this week
Yeah.
to go on a little family trip into the Saskatchewan there to visit some family and friends and whatnot.
Right.
So
Yeah.
just getting stuff ready for that. But Jen and I were out yesterday, and so I started diving down the rabbit hole of looking into like psilocybin mushrooms.
Oh,
I got my hands on a couple now.
Yeah.
And so a buddy from work there gave me what was this strain called? Penis Envy.
Oh, yes, the penis envy.
Yeah.
Penis envy mushroom, yes.
And he said like he went on a trip and took it
Yeah.
and had a good little trip
A
while he was
little
on
trip
his
on the trip, yeah.
And it sounded pretty intriguing to me. So I'm like, hey, can I borrow some? So he goes, well, can I have some? So he gave me some. And I'm like, okay. And then I went to my psychologist like a couple nights later. I was like, yeah, my buddy from work gave me this. And my psychologist is like, whoa, slow down.
Really?
He's like, that one's a pretty powerful one. And so he's like, try this one. So he gave me this one called Golden Teacher. And he's like, the penis envy is kind of like hang on to the roller coaster. You never know what you're going to get.
Right.
Whereas the Golden Teacher is like granddad coming up behind you and like patting you on the back kind of deal. Like, let's go through this together.
Okay.
So I've been kind of reading up on it more because I was really interested in trying it because I've done it when I was younger. But it was like, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. You're doing it in a weird headspace, you know, where it's like, you know, you're doing something bad.
Yeah.
So right away, you're more than likely to have more of a negative trip because your brain set is already in a negative state. So I'm really interested to try it purposely with a positive mind and going in with an open mind at it.
Yeah.
And seeing what it would be like.
Yeah, I agree with you.
For a healing purpose almost.
Well, yeah. When you're talking about doing it for the wrong reasons, I did mushrooms when I was younger, and I had not a great experience. And actually, it turned me off of the experimental part of my youth.
Right.
So I didn't experiment. I did. I smoked a ton of weed when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And you know, some hash and stuff, and of course, my weapon of choice has always been booze. So I was a bit of a booze hound. But the funny thing I think about, now I don't know about mushrooms, you'll have to tell me more about it, but I think the thing is that you're not getting, it's more of a mind release than a body release.
Absolutely.
Because I've done things where I've gotten stoned and it's the body, and I just like, I want this to stop, and you're on that ride for a while, and but a lot of these psychedelics have real therapeutic uses now, and they're realizing that
well, I think the science and the research is finally catching up. You know, I think for so long it was, people never looked into it because it was just I think for a long time it was highly illegal, and it was just looked so far down upon that nobody just wanted to touch it, kind of like cannabis, right? Like, how many years did it take them to realize the massive effects that they could actually do research on it?
The benefits to cannabis.
It's such a young research like package to pick from too, right? So it'd be exactly. I'm looking at it as like the brain release, where it's like, I want my brain to be uninhibited and to see what it comes up with, and just experience that.
Well, one of the things I've experimented with a lot, and accidentally as a child, when I was young, we moved into a place that had a pool.
Right.
And it was cool I'd sit there and go in the pool, because it was kind of, I thought, you know, we're rich, we got a pool now, this is so cool. And I'd be in the pool, and I'd get on an inner tube at night, sit in the pool, and just float with my eyes closed. And I started to experience some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was experiencing with sensory deprivation at a young age, accidentally. So for me, my whole thing is about the sensory deprivation and letting the mind become unhinged to you know, the tactile and the sensory receptions we're getting, and letting it do its own thing.
Absolutely.
So I find that when I'm most creative is when I'm most relaxed. And I think this is the argument I had against smoking weed. For magicians would smoke weed to get creative and they'd say, we're doing this to create new stuff. This is what I create. It's like, it's not being high that gets you creative. It's in that relaxed state.
Yeah.
And I find myself, the most relaxed I used to be was in the shower, because no one's hassling you when you're in the shower. You're in the shower, you're in your own world, you got 5 minutes to yourself. And
did you ever have any moments, or like aha moments at all when you were traveling? Did you ever find, in terms that you had like, because I find when I travel, that's when I get inspired. Like, I'll get a shit ton of ideas.
Yeah, I get a shit ton of ideas, and then I get home and I start breaking them down. Like, actually, those are shit ideas. Yeah, like I'm sort of like, that's amazing. Or you're on a plane for a long time and you're just sitting there and you got nothing to do but wait.
Right.
And actually, I came up with this. This is actually cool. I'll just talk about this real quick. This magic trick. I was waiting in Vancouver to get on the flight to go to Malta, and I'm alone. I'm traveling alone, so I'm in the airport and I got my earbuds in. I found a seat. I'm sitting down, and I saw this McDonald's wrapper on the ground. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could open that up and just start pulling a whole meal out of that McDonald's bag?
Oh.
So then I started developing the routine and actually creating the mechanics to make something like that work.
Right.
And then I started going into it and like, it's a lot of fucking work. And it's not a lot of payoff. But yeah, I think it's, when you're saying in those relaxed moments, like you say, with being in the traveling mode or whatever, where there's no pressure put on you. Yeah, some ideas can come, but for me, it's that I'm back to that whole sensory deprivation thing. I really find that to be where I become not just the most creative, and that's the thing. It's not about creating new stuff, but it's realizing stuff and recognizing patterns. And I was like, oh wow, this actually could work, and coming up with theories and stuff like that. It's allowing the mind to just kind of do its thing.
Right. Well, if you ever wanted to hit up that more, dude, let me know.
Yeah. I
got like probably 15 sessions at West Shore Float House.
Oh, the Float House, yeah.
That anybody can use it. I'm not going to use them all.
Oh, I that is my game. Like that would be a definitely thing.
Yeah, try it out.
Yeah. Now, speaking of poison, I gotta tell you, and I'll tell you, I haven't told many people this, but I'm taking a pause for the cause with the booze.
Really?
I'm not finding the joy in it, and that's like, it used to be there was this like this pleasantness to it.
Right.
And when I was breaking it down, when I was sitting in the, and this is me. This is the life I've created for myself. I'm sitting in my high back leather chair in my library next to the globe that opens up, and inside is the bourbon and the little what are they called? Those little snort glasses. And I pour myself a bourbon. I go, yes, I've arrived. And I've always thought that, well, if you're doing this, then you're rich. This is what rich people do.
Right.
So I got to do rich people stuff. And I realized that I don't enjoy it. I shouldn't say I'm not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying the after effects as much, making it worth it. Like the after effects are not making it worth it. So I've decided to take a little bit of a pause, and I'm still enjoying my collection of whiskeys. It's nice to look at, but I decided, I think me and Gabby talked about it. I said, I think maybe I might get into collecting guitars or something that doesn't hurt the brain so much. But yeah, I am trying to get to a healthier point, and I think too it comes with age too. It's just a simple thing where, it's and some of my younger friends, still want to come over and like, let's do some whiskey, let's get drunk. And I was like, well, it's not, it doesn't have it for me anymore. That a couple hours of well, there's a few minutes there really where you're feeling good.
Oh yeah.
And then there's a couple of minutes when you've kind of lost control, and you're kind of, you're just embarrassing. Yeah. And then there's the next day. I went out and I played poker a couple of weeks ago, and that's what I realized it. It was a 2-day hangover, and I was like, this is not good.
No.
There's too much going on in my life, and I've got too many positive things, like Gabby now. And
I look at it as like the less is more kind of idea, right? Where you take a break, but then that one day comes around where it's like, I don't know, it's been that fantastic day, and it's like, you know what? It's gonna have a small glass.
Yeah.
And man, it'll taste that much better.
Absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
that's the joy.
There was
It's
this
like,
girl I
man,
knew. Yeah.
It's worth it.
It is. When I was younger, there was this girl, and I used to party a lot when I was younger, and she said, "You party too much." I'm like, "Yeah, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about." I'm living my life, baby. And she said, "Yeah, but if you don't do it all the time, when you do it, it actually is more fun." And I think maybe I might, I think I might adopt that policy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just took 4 decades for it to sink in.
I found for me, it got cheaper. I used to be like, you'd grab a 6-pack or 8 beer and go out and you'd have that and be great.
Yeah.
Now with being a dad and, I don't know, relatively busy, I don't drink as much. So when I do drink, it's like you grab 2 beer, you're like, yeah, I'm good.
Good to go.
6-pack lasts me is like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's all right.
So what's going on with you outside of traveling and taking psychedelics?
Oh man, just every day learning something about parenthood.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
She's a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Yep. That's the thing about kids. Yeah. Another mutual friend of ours, Kevin at work, he ended up he just had a baby, and he's like, "Oh, I love her so much." And I said, "Oh, I miss that. I miss feeling that way about my daughters." I mean, I love my daughters, but I said to him, the first 8 years, she's going to be your best friend. She's going to be your buddy. You're going to take her everywhere. She's going to love you. She's going to adore you, look at you like a god.
Right.
And then sometime around 12, she's going to look at you and she's going to tell you to fuck off. And it's going to be like that for the next 10 years. But when they come back as like my kids right now. We have such a great relationship. Right. And this is the important time when you forge that, because you can't forge it when they're in their 30s. It's too late at that point. You have to forge it now, and this is when that best buddy stage with daughters is so great. So the weather is just beautiful. Just take a scan of the sunrise this morning.
The ships are out.
The ships are out in force out there on the horizon. We saw Cinnamon, our pet seal.
When I came down here too, there was an otter flipping about.
Oh yeah?
The skinny tail, the sea otter.
I thought I might have seen it down the other way there, a little bit there. But what? The mountains are showed up. They're out in all their full glory. The water is just crystal freaking clear. It's a beautiful day. There's Gabby collecting rocks on the beach. That's her new thing. Yeah. So I got to tell you one thing that happened recently, and it's this. I wrote a book a while ago called My Conversations with Keegan, and it was all about me actually having conversations with this kid and talking about how he could be successful and how much more successful than me he could be because he's starting out so young.
Right.
And but the book, in my opinion, I thought was good, but it was my first time doing a book like this. So I looked at it again. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do something with a little more prose. Like, it's a little more of a story versus here's what you need to do. So I started writing this. I'm about 12,000 words into it right now. So it's got some good momentum, and I'm really excited about it. But the thing is it kind of makes it's kind of a reflection on kind of my experience and the things I've done, which is kind of how I wanted it to be. Fictionalizing it, of course, to protect the innocent. But one of the things I found was just a sense of gratitude. And I can't believe that I'm lucky enough to be living on this planet at this time.
Yep.
And there's some people out there who are actually saying that right now is the apocalypse. We are living. If you go to some of those African cobalt mines and you see what's going on, and I think, well, I'm here, and I've got food in my belly. I just woke up from a warm bed. Yeah. I'm purposely putting myself in misery. Unfortunately, the thing is, and this is the funny thing is, this isn't miserable for me anymore.
No.
This used to be miserable, and now I'm actually getting to the point where I enjoy it, and I miss it when we don't do it twice a week. And this is
it's a habit.
It's a habit, but it's like I'm sitting here right now and I'm actually comfortable, Like, and I'm in this ocean. Oh, is that cinnamon over there?
That's a kelp.
Oh, that's kelp.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's how they get that
I was
camouflage.
talking to my psychologist about this a little bit, where I'm like, yeah, it's like the thing to look forward to the most of the week is those mornings, being out on the water. The sun's just coming up over the horizon. It's like this.
Yeah.
It's glass calm, and like I'm not thinking too much about the rest of the day. I'm just here.
You're in the moment.
And that's it. That's
Yeah.
what I like about it.
But this attitude of gratitude, it's
Attitude of gratitude.
really making a difference in my life. And I found, and I'm not going to give Gabby all the credit for this, but I don't think I've been happier. I don't think my life, I just don't think,
Wow,
feel like I've
that's
been
huge,
happier. Like I had to say goodbye to a friend who's leaving the base. He's moving to Alberta.
Right.
And we had a quick little conversation, and it was really quick. And I said, you know, I regret not spending more time getting to know you better, because I think you're an amazing man.
Right.
And then he said, well, I think you're an amazing man. And then we started doing that bro hugging thing. I was like, okay, that's enough. It's enough. But it's
That's
just
good,
this whole sense of being grateful for where I'm at, and taking stock. And man, I just, like, right now is just, so you earn these things, right?
Absolutely.
And this is one of those moments where we're in the water, we're acclimated. It's not scary.
Nope.
I'm actually enjoying myself, and this is what happens when the sea monsters are at bay. And this is what happens when, you know, you get in here at the dark of the winter, in November, and you build up to this. And I keep saying and I sound like a 4-year-old. There is a great thing I saw is it's not getting easier, you're just getting stronger.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, and
That's good.
I think that's what's happening with this experiment here.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot.
Anyways, folks, we are back. This is Sunday, of course, but we're here every Wednesday morning at 5:30, and that'll go on in perpetuity. So you're more than welcome to join us. I know that this video has been shared to another group that's kind of doing this cold dipping thing.
Cool.
So it'd be nice if someone could reach out, let us know what their situation is, what they're doing.
Dave will be flying solo on Sundays for the next couple weeks.
Yes, I will.
I'll be looking forward to seeing those.
Lots of solo videos of me out here with no one but me.
Yeah.
Me and Cinnamon the seal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyways, folks, thanks for watching and downloading the show, watching us on YouTube. And if you liked it, let us know by hitting the like button. Subscribe so you could keep up with what's going on, and hit the notification button so you know when we post new stuff. It's not regular, but I guess the next couple of weeks are gonna be me being solo o mio.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's we're back, and I think we've hit the apex of our sunrises.
yeah, we're on the flip side now.
We're on the flip side now, heading back to the cold.
Back into the darkness.
Yeah.
Just get in the fucking water.